And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
Good to have you with us. I'm Jane McCarthy. We do start with some breaking news. Fire crews are working to put out a fire. It's burning in Oroville and Okanogan County. There you have it. It has burned at least 200 acres and it's growing fast.
And the fire crew, fire has grown, I should say, about 10 times in size in just about an hour. So it's growing quickly. You're looking at a photo that viewers have sent us. There are no evacuations at this point, but of course we're going to continue to monitor the fire for you throughout the evening.
And a portion of Highway 97 is finally back open between Entiat and Chelan. This is what it looked like yesterday. Wow. It was quite the mess. The roads were closed because of a mudslide there. Back open now in both directions. And
a Cheney man accused of killing his wife by poisoning her ice cream has pled not guilty to first-degree murder in court this morning.
His wife died last year, but this is a new murder charge. That's because the previous murder charge against 58-year-old David Pettis was dropped in December. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley shares the new developments.
You were charged with one count of murder in the first degree. How do you plead to that?
This morning, 58-year-old David Pettis told a Spokane County Superior Court judge he is not guilty of murdering his wife Peggy in June 2018. He's accused of killing her by lacing a lethal amount of prescription medications in her ice cream. He was arrested in October 2018 on a murder charge, but the charge was dropped because investigators needed more evidence. A new murder charge was filed against Pettis last month. Spokane County court documents say he took out a $150,000 life insurance policy just 3 days before his wife's death. According to court documents, Pettis told investigators he fell asleep on the couch and later found his wife laying face down on the floor. Search warrants filed in January say Pettis gave police a box with prescription hydrocodone and trazodone pills. New court documents filed last month state Pettis told the state medical examiner's office his wife would mix her pills with alcohol and did so on the night of her death. Court docs say Peggy's toxicology report showed she had multiple drugs in her system, including hydrocodone, but no alcohol. Investigators later learned Pettis had also reconnected with an old high school girlfriend. He told them his wife had trouble getting around because of pain, and she told him to pursue another relationship in case anything happened to her. Detectives eventually obtained Peggy's medical records, which showed in the last few years of her life, she had only been prescribed a total of 13 hydrocodone pills, and none of the prescriptions were recent or current. Records say detectives then discovered pharmacy records showing Pettis received hydrocodone prescriptions as late as March 2018. He also had a history of trazodone and lorazepam. After his arraignment in court this morning, the judge scheduled his trial for November 4th. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Turning to weather now, some of our viewers seeing some rain out there, and a lot of you, of course, wondering what the holiday holds.
Well, I think it's going to be, the farther north you go, the more stormy it's going to get. So folks going up to Priest Lake, looks like you're going to see maybe some rain showers and temperatures, maybe only in the mid-60s. Looks a lot nicer for us here in the Spokane area. We'll start things out with mostly cloudy skies on the 4th of July. Again, this is in Spokane, 62 degrees, 73 at noontime. Should peak out with partly to mostly cloudy skies at 5 p.m. with a daytime high of 79. We'll look for increasing clouds as we get into fireworks time, which is typically right around 10 o'clock at night. And there might be an isolated shower or two even here locally tomorrow evening. But again, with a daytime high of 79, that's still pretty good weather. Boy, Jane talked about those showers that were occurring to the north of Spokane. You can see them right here. Even some isolated thunderstorms in north central Washington, also over into northwestern Montana. Closer view shows even a few showers now that are south of I-90 and a little bit southeast of downtown Spokane, and again up around the Mount Spokane area and Meade. So we're seeing some spotty showers throughout the area. We'll look for weekend temperatures to climb into the low 80s. I've got Saturday at 83, 80 expected on Sunday. Again, partly cloudy and continued warm both those days with some pretty nice looking weather. Enjoy these low 80s because by late next week, the 90s return. I'll talk more about that with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you. In other news, over in Western Washington, one patient has died, 5 others are sick. It's from mold at Seattle Children's Hospital. The hospital has closed all 14 main operating rooms. They are now rescheduled to open tomorrow.
So the hospital found a type of mold that often triggers respiratory problems, and they initially closed 4 operating rooms back in mid-May. Children's Hospital has postponed about 1,000 surgeries, and they've moved most of their other procedures to other area hospitals. And a new school-based health center is soon going to be serving 1,500 students attending Rogers High School.
Yeah, this is really different. Kaiser Permanente has agreed to $590,000 in funding over 3 years. So this clinic will be run by the Community Health Association of Spokane. It will provide medical, behavioral, and dental health services.
Oh.
Now the clinic is going to start by providing care for students only, but then it's going to later expand services to staff, parents, even siblings after hours.
Yeah, the clinic is expected to open to Rogers students by November 1st, and fewer than 2% of Washington schools currently have their own health centers on their campus. Most of them are concentrated over in the Puget Sound area.
And finding a physician in one of Idaho's rural towns can be a real challenge. So now the University of Idaho has a program aiming to fill the state's doctor shortage. The program is called the Rural Underserved Opportunities Program, or RUOP. The program is part of a partnership between the U of I and the UW School of Medicine.
So doctors in rural areas say it's getting harder to recruit doctors, so this program is benefiting them. They say the pros of practicing in a small town far outweigh the cons.
Look out for each other. So if somebody's got a child that has some sport event going on and you want to take time off to go watch that, it's like, oh, no problem, I'll cover for you.
Now, through the program, students get hands-on experience. It is a 4-week rotation where students move to rural communities and work side by side with local physicians. Most of the time, the med students provide health care to underserved populations.
So Idaho isn't the only state where these med students go. They can also practice in communities throughout Washington, Wyoming, Alaska, and Montana. More than 50% of Idaho UW med students end up practicing in the Gem State. For the past several years, RUOP has helped fill rural Idaho's doctor shortage, according to a representative for that program.
Very good. We need more doctors for sure.
Yeah, well, there is a new report that shows charitable giving in our state dropped last year, and it's the biggest drop since the recession back in 2008.
KREM 2's Mark Hanrahan is in studio now to break down this report. Mark.
Good afternoon, guys. Charitable giving adjusted for inflation went down by about 1.7%. While that doesn't sound like much, it amounts to about $3 billion. So that dip ended a 4-year streak of increases, and it was the largest decline since a 6% drop back in 2009. Among the different factors, the big one that sticks out is a change to the federal tax policy. It eliminated or reduced the benefits of charitable giving for many donors. So coming up in our next hour, KREM 2's Tim Pham will break down the report even further and see how it's affecting our local nonprofits. For now, guys, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Mark. Well, America's birthday is coming up tomorrow, and since it's a national holiday, we want to let you know about some citywide closures and events happening tomorrow.
So the Spokane City Hall will be closed, as well as the public library and the municipal court. We also want to let you know that garbage pickup will be a day late, but city pools, splash pads, and golf courses will all stay open.
And if you're looking for ways to celebrate, there are a lot of events happening in downtown Spokane tomorrow. Riverfront Park will host its 4th of July Carnival, and that's actually going on for 4 days. So if you can't go during this work week, you can get over there on the weekend.
Yeah, there are many things for folks to do of all ages. There's going to be a fireworks show, of course, live entertainment, carnival rides, and a beer garden for the adults. And tomorrow you won't have to pay parking meters in downtown Spokane. They are free.